I'm now going to introduce Kathleen Mangan, and I will tell you, a very, very good friend of my mother's. She is now serving as a nice stand-in, because she sounds a lot like her. And she tells me anything, whether I'm doing it right or wrong. It's been really, really lovely working on this twinning with her. She and Con Mangan and Ann McGinty, who's here tonight. They were part of that original twinning a number of times. I'm sure sat in our dining room. We've sat in their dining room planning all sorts of affairs like this. So Kathleen Mangan is here. She's going to make a presentation. Come on up, Kathleen. Kathleen's going to make this, give this plaque here to Kenny Deery, who I'm sure doesn't need much of an introduction. He's going to come up and say a few words. He's been coming here for a number of years. Did you say 19? You've been 19 times here. And it's lovely to have him. He always has a great story. I'm going to let him speak for himself.
Kenny!
Good evening, everyone. As a fellow blood pudding lover, as you call it, Purnell, I'm just wondering and thinking what could be improved on a morning by Purnell if he had some of that lovely blood pudding, the way he was so passionately speaking from Kelly's in Newport or somewhere like that. Avera, Cahirlach, Uachtaran, Corlori, As Era, Agus, As Nostalgia, Ahar, Agriniush, that was the Cortical era. Life is busy, even chaotic. So the fact that you all have taken time out from that chaos to be here this evening really means a huge amount to those of us here from Mayo County Council, Dúdras, the Michael Davitt Museum, and indeed from Achill, Code for Botchlachla, etc. It really does mean something. Outside of my role in Galway, I'm a very proud board member, and also with a very husky voice this evening. We've been singing our way around town all week, so definitely have to be patient. A very proud board member of the Achill Local Development Company. Joined here tonight by Terence, who needs no introduction, and Damien Kilban, who's hiding down in the corner there. Damien's a board colleague and company secretary, accompanied this evening by his wife Bridie, and I suspect, even though age is always tricky when it comes to all events, but I suspect the two youngest people present here this evening, his kids Kelly and Brian, who have flown in to be with us. So I think in respect, if you see two young guys with dicky bows around, I just want to give you a warm, for you to give them a warm welcome, I think, for coming across the Atlantic as the two youngest. It is this organisation in Achill that has exposed me to Cleveland, and as the years go by, my love for Cleveland and its citizens. It may sound corny, but it's true. As Annie said, this is my 19th trip out, and at that time I've seen a significant evolution in the city that you collectively should be very proud of. You also have exceptional ambassadors when they represent you abroad, and it's been our great honour to host two Cleveland and Ohio delegations, as you know, to the West in recent months. And when Justin was talking about the driving, I have to say himself and Ryan were excellent passengers. There wasn't a word out of them, even though I think we barely adhered to speed limits possibly going across the country. In one paragraph, I will say that our role in the Achill Development Company, known as Gaelga as Code for Botchlachla, is to enhance the lived experience of the people of the parish of Achill, many of them your families. There are many ways to do that, however, the creation of sustainable jobs, greater social and service inclusion, and the broader stimulation of economic activity, as you know, are the way to do that. We do that through programme delivery, lobbying for infrastructure. Those of you who know Terence know that there's not many ministers that he hasn't banged the doors down at this stage for certain infrastructure and projects, enabling upskilling, curating language and cultural activities, working with Sinead and her colleagues in Dúdras, facilitating people to perform global roles from Achill, through the GTech enterprise space, and also in the creation of employment through our social enterprise, the Achill Experience. aquarium and visitor centre. One thing on that project, and many of you will be familiar with it, and Colin has touched on it on the next phase, but a recent report commissioned by Fulge Ireland stated that that project, the Achill Experience, has had an economic impact of over €9 million in and around the parish of Achill. Now I know in the great state of Ohio, €9 million may not seem significant, but I can assure you, to the parish of Achill, that gives confidence, it gives hope, and it enables ambition. As we say, construction is beginning on the Phase 4 development of the project in January, and we are looking across the globe for suitable partners who want to work with us to give back, to create a potential legacy for their family, or just get involved in a very special project in the heart of our community. You too are part of that community. Special twinning clocks adorn the walls of this club, the Achill Courts downtown. Sean, I think you like the notion of the Achill Courts downtown, possibly, and in Oris Forbush Achill since 2013. They symbolise, very simply, 2 continents, 2 time zones, 1 community. It's appropriate Damien is here because I remember it was he that developed that slogan. So much has been achieved, as referenced by Colin. Many have been exceptional in their support and indeed acknowledged in recent events in Achill and in Castlebar. One individual was not. She has been a constant support to the Achill Experience and to activities and events over the years. Most recent yesterday. Her passion, her enthusiasm in mapping out and in translating for all our history, the immigration flows by time and geography is unique. Margaret Lynch, Executive Director of the Irish American Archives, please begin to make your way to the stage, and I'll meet you at the front of the stage so we split the journey. As Margaret makes her way up, I wish you a wonderful evening. I want to congratulate all involved in delivering tonight and to say on behalf of us, Aniha, to a bright future of enhanced partnership and collaboration. Good evening, my good brother.
Are you a good thing, yeah?
Here behind me. I don't think he needs much of an introduction here, Mr. Andy Dever. Very dear friend of my dad's. I don't remember not knowing him. He's been around my entire life. I'd also like to call up Terence Dever to the stage, if he could. Andy Dever and Stephen Dever and also Monsignor Willie Dever were part of that original twinning ceremony in 2003, no doubt because Steve Molloy roped them in along with Con Mangan. So Andy is here 20 years later, and he's still a part of things, and he's still keeping us on our toes. And Terence Dever is going to come up and say a few words.
As good as Andy is making a presentation, I want to make a presentation on behalf of the parish of Achill, on behalf of Cóig Forbush Achill, to the Achill Cleveland people and to mark the 20th anniversary of the Achill Cleveland. I'm going to be very brief. Kenny has covered everything, I think, at this stage. I just want to remember tonight absent friends. I first came here in 2000, and I was invited to come back to participate in the St. Patrick's Day Parade in 2001. We brought back 17 people, including, God rest him, Father Paddy Gilligan. And that was my first time meeting quite a lot of you here for that week at Patrick's Day. My memory of going into St. Coleman's Church was meeting Andy for the first time. I would know Andy's family back in Achill. The day went on, we participated in the parade. That evening, Steve first spoke to me about having a formal twinning between Achill and Cleveland. He told me he had a path warden to Mayo County Council when he would be back speaking to different county managers. I said I'll see what I can do, and I did speak, but the following year, in December 2002, I was at a fundraising function in Achill, and who appears but Steve Malloy. He comes up to me, he says, "What's the story with the twinning?" Judge Sean Gallagher has Mayor Campbell on side. He said, "The ball is in your court." He said, "and I need it sorted, and it has to happen in the next 6 months." I went to meet the then county manager, Des Mahan. I felt he was on side, but he explained to me he just couldn't make the decision. I had to go into the council chamber to be approved. And I explained to him it just wasn't a twinning about a twinning. He was well aware. Steve had spoke to him on a couple of occasions. The rest is history. The twinning happened, and lots of things happened. But it would be remiss of me not to mention Steve and Annie, Con Mangan, and on our side, a gentleman that was born in this city, lived in it for 6 years, Tommy Bowley McNamara. And finally, I just want to say, I believe after this past few days here, I'm here since Monday, had a number of meetings, and to see the turnout here this evening, I think those people that are no longer with us will be very, very proud. I believe we're not halfway up the ladder yet. We have a long way to go. It's great to see the likes of Annie Malloy and her committee, how passionate they are. I'm lucky to have Kenny and Damien with me here tonight. We have a great Acca Cleveland Training Committee back at home. This could never have happened if it wasn't for Mayo County Council. And they still support, and as you can see, they're here with us today. And I want to acknowledge their support, and I also want to acknowledge the support of Uthros and Guildford. I hope you all have an enjoyable evening, and lovely to be back here again. Thank you.